a mission, if I choose to accept it. Identify issues for social inclusion in education. Link to a social theory. And then develop a culturally inclusive practice ideas. Do I choose to accept the mission? Mission accepted. I'd like to start with the weather and... Sorry? Oh, thank you. Oh, we have some breaking news. It appears that the educational performance of Aboriginal Australians lags behind that of non-Indigenous Australians, with the gap increasing rapidly the longer they stay at school. So what is culture and what is the curriculum? Famine 1993 states that culture is taken to mean the way of life of a discrete group of people. This includes a body of accumulated knowledge and understandings, certain skills, specific beliefs, and values. Curriculum is a selection of a society. Skills, knowledge, and information that are regarded so valuable that their survival is not left to chance. Instead, it is entrusted into teachers for expert transmission to students. A culturally insensitive curriculum arises when the skills, knowledge, and information are lost in this so-called expert transmission. This is due to a lack of acknowledgement or understanding of different cultural beliefs, values, and skills. Okay, so mission. Identify issue for social inclusion in education. Okay, so a culturally insensitive curriculum. Yep. Next, link to a social theory.
Good afternoon, Emma. I do believe you're having some issues that I might be able to help you out with. A man called Pierre Bourdieu developed the concept of cultural capital and social capital to explain the reproduction of inequality within the education system. Looking specifically at cultural capital, we can really analyse this lost in translation idea that we were speaking about before. It relates to the Indigenous learners lacking in the cultural goods to allow them the skills, knowledge and code to actually decipher the curriculum in which their education is based. This is a very worrying thought and potentially teaching them in a way in which they don't understand to set them up for failure. Cultural capital is the inheritance of cultural wealth, which is accumulated and then used by those with the means of understanding it to further themselves in their education.
We speak of deciphering code for attaining cultural capital and wealth. In education, codes relate to language. The importance of recognising the power of language in education and learning is crucial in creating a socially inclusive classroom. The importance of teachers adapting their use of language to make all learning experiences relevant for students, empowering those students and levelling out the cultural wealth in relation to the curriculum. Paulo Freire emphasises that the language used within learning should be relevant to the social context of the learners' lives. Key elements of Freire's approach are using generative words located in people's cultural surroundings, dialogue, thematic breakdown, and codification, all aiding at breaking away from the inequality cycle that Bourdieu describes. Curriculum content lacks cultural understanding.
We've got to keep our culture for our storylines, our dreaming, our connection to country. Okay, if we don't connect to this country culturally, well then we need to go back to where we come from.
We looked at language, content, and now how marking criteria and stringent guidelines restrict certain cultures from effectively learning through the curriculum. This vicious cycle that Bourdieu explains is so highly linked to students' grades. Teachers seem to allocate higher marks and communicate more effectively, with students who participate in elite status cultures. What are we doing? We need more flexible marking criteria, some more holistic guidelines. Empower your students with the code to decipher the curriculum.
Sunshine, lollipops and rainbows, everything that's wonderful is what I